For one, it's such an honor to be able to play on MLK Day and honor him and his legacy and the things he stood for and fought for. What I'm able to do and live out my dream is a direct domino effect from his message and the things that he fought for and stood for. So forever grateful for him.
He obviously stood for what was right. He wanted equality, and I think it's something that we all still strive for today.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., alongside his parents, alongside his family, and other revolutionaries, they've been able to create the pathway that I'm on right now, knowing I represent the next generation that's going to be inspired by my path that I trailblaze.
The NBA celebrates Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s pursuit of racial, social, and economic justice with 8 games on Monday, January 20th. It'll be the 39th edition of the NBA on MLK Day, and in honor of this tradition, the shirts you see here, players will be wearing these warm-ups in dedication to Dr. King. Shout out to our staff members for rocking this gear right here in our studio. And Martin Luther King Day is always an important date on the NBA calendar. There are some key cities that do have deeper connections to the holiday. So Mark, what does the league have planned this year on Martin Luther King Day?
Well, there'll be 8 games on Martin Luther King Day, but like in the past, the 3 best cities head and above is Memphis, Atlanta, and D.C. And the reasons why, let's start with Atlanta. They have the chorus singing before the game, doing the national anthem, Trae Young, and also doing this, the introductions, and Killer Mike performs, and that's where King is from. Then in Memphis, obviously, National Civil Rights Museum is there. They do a symposium this year with Cheryl Miller, Tommy Smith, and Amari Stoudemire being honored. In D.C., as you saw the picture, MLK III, he typically shows up at the game. But because of the inauguration, there will not be a game in D.C. on Monday. And because of the college football championship game, there will not be a game in Atlanta. I encourage people at some point, go to those 3 cities, but there will be 8 NBA games that day, and I'll be at the one in Golden State. And Dr. Clarence Jones, who was Dr. King's speechwriter, who will actually be talking to the Warriors players before the game. So Monday will still be pretty special.
Yeah, the NBA always makes sure to celebrate this day and to allow players oftentimes to speak before the games and see how Dr. King's message is resonating today. There have been some incredible moments across the near 40 years. 40 years the league has had special games on Martin Luther King Day. And Mark, we asked you to come up with some of the best, the most memorable. Let's start in 1990, the Bulls and the Knicks. Tie game, 1/10 of a second left. Trent Tucker, it's the Trent Tucker game.
That took longer than 1 second. That took longer.
I don't know. That looked good to me, man. I'm gonna give Tucker the look how quick.
1/1000.
Well, literally,
changed now, right?
Rules changed after that game was played.
MLK Day.
The Trent Tucker rule. So this is 1996. Michael Jordan Spears dropping 46.
Yeah, I mean, it's special doing it in Washington of all places, where he would be a future Wizard.
The Bulls moved to 31-3 on the season with that win. And then 25 years ago,
the late Malik Sealy, God rest his soul, amazing shot there.
Banks in the game winner, Shanae.
Oh my gosh, what a moment when your teammates are celebrating and then, of course, demoralizes your opponent.
And then we have 2007, Gilbert Arenas.
Oh no.
Beating the Jazz
in D.C.
at the buzzer. Ooh. He turned around before it went in, Brian.
One of my favorite players ever to watch. Absolute showman, ahead of his time.
And
remember when he did the trampoline at All-Star in Denver?
Remember, he
he
was the first guy, the logo guy. He would shoot from the logo all the time. Speaking of logo.
Oh,
Dame time.
Dame Dollar.
Man.
6-1 on the Warriors.
You love seeing them dubs in front of him.
An MLK record. Anytime he came to his home city, anytime he was back in Oakland, he was cooking. So those are some highlights of the years past. Here's the full slate of games on Martin Luther King Day this Monday. 8 games, as Mark mentioned, spanning across the entire day. We are excited about that. We will not have a show on Monday.
NBA